And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And this is the live stream where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather has been nice where you are, please let me know in the chat if the weather has been nice where you are and if you have been able to get out and fly your drones today. How are you doing, Lawrence, on this wonderful Wednesday where the weather is nice? It's nice and warm. It's a little bit warmish, yeah, I would say. Sun shining. And I think that it's going to be a slow night because the weather should be pretty good after all of the storms that were happening all across the country. But how are you doing, nevertheless?
I'm good, man. It's another day. Like I said, the sun is shining. It's a little toasty out.
A little
I'm
toasty?
not complaining.
A little toasty?
I'd rather it be warm than cold.
A little toasty? I just want to show you something real quick. I don't know. It's not drone related, but you know, not every time it's about drones. You know, sometimes we have to kick back and relax and stuff like that and do things that, you know, make us comfortable when we're off from flying our drones or if you fly professionally. And I don't suggest that, you know, you take this with you when you go flying, but it's for when you're on your way somewhere or you're, I guess, on your way back from somewhere. And you might need it, you know, I don't know. It might work out for you, but I saw this and I had to get this because sometimes I just want to travel with like 2 sticks and I don't want to have a whole humidor box with me. So I can fit 2 sticks in here and like 2 shots of whiskey in the flask.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
So it's a nice little thing, you know what I mean? And I happen to have one for you. So when I see you, I got one for you.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Thank you much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
It's not Camel Brown, is it? Inside joke, guys. Inside joke. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. How's everyone out there? John Olson, James Foster, how are you, sir? Jay Merce, back in New York. Oh, see, he done changed up the username. He back in New York on the low. He must be going to visit DJI. Come all the way from Mexico to go to DJI. That'd be something, right?
Jay Merce, what's going on?
What's good, Merce? How are you, man? I hope all is well.
Hold on.
And happy belated Memorial Day.
Jay Merce doesn't have a blue wrench?
No. Well, his other one did, but not this one here. I don't know if this is the burner account.
Oh,
not
okay.
This time. He's not good. He's not back for the DJI this time.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, welcome back to New York, bro. You left us here, went down to Mexico, living good,
chilling.
Looking out, sitting on the deck, looking at the mountains and shit, listening to the coyotes howl.
The coyotes.
Enjoying life.
I'm high without the coyotes.
I am too. Anyway, what's up with you? How are you feeling?
Who, me?
Yeah. What's up with you?
I'm a little tired. I've been running from this morning. Not running from this morning, but I've been running all morning. And
yeah, same here.
And I'm, back here to do the stream to, hang out with everybody that comes in and to talk with us and hang out with us. And you know what it is. It's things just got to get done. But I did want to mention something really quickly that I saw that I guess it's time for it, but things move on. I guess we're up to like 7 right now, right? But the DJI is ending the support for the the Osmo Mobile, the 3 and the 4. So I guess by August 3rd of this year, they're going to be ending all the support and everything for that unit, for those 2 units. I'm noticing that Evil Mux is glitching. It glitched in the beginning of the stream with the countdown.
Yes,
You saw that. And it's
yes.
still continuing to glitch.
They're still playing with. They're still
Well, they're not
playing with.
playing with anything. The thing has just got problems. I just hope that it just continues to run the stream nicely and it
What's
doesn't
good,
do
Merrill?
anything funny because StreamYards is not the way to go for that kind of money
For glitching, yeah,
for the picture that you get out that 720 that's ancient.
yeah. It
I
is.
can't do that.
It is definitely. But they've been acting funky for about a month
Yeah,
now,
Evil
slightly
Mux now,
over.
right?
Huh?
Evil Mux.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been acting a little funny. Yeah.
Because one time I had to go. You couldn't hear me. I had to go back out, shut the window down, open a brand new window. Then you could. Luckily, that's not happening. Yeah, Corey, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, man? And you know what else I wanted to mention too, Lawrence? And it's
What's
coming up.
that?
It's coming up in September. You know, we got a little ways to go, but the commercial UAV Expo, they released their conference program. You know, so that's coming up in, like I said, in September, for September 1st and the
Okay.
3rd in Las Vegas. So if you can make it, you know, I mean, that's if you're flying commercially and you want to see some of the domestic stuff and whatever stuff is actually going to be accepted here in the states for you to buy, then you might want to check something out. Check that out.
Yeah, yeah. They plan on having a big lineup focusing on practical operations there. They asked the people in the industry, what do you want to talk about? What do you want seminars on? So everyone seems to be want to hear shit about beyond visual line of sight, artificial intelligence, and workforce development, data integration, of course.
You know what's funny? I'm noticing that when it comes to drones here in the United States, for talking about for filming and shooting, like filming wise and taking pictures, they just want you to get a rig and throw a camera on it. They don't want you to have a drone that's actually made to shoot cinematic footage
Yeah, I know. I'm
and do that
noticing
type
that.
of work anymore. It's not a focus. I don't see it being a focus. You know, I don't. That's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I know. You're entitled to having your opinion. It's just
I just wish.
I've given up. They've let the wind out of my sails with this drone stuff going on.
Well, you
You
know
know?
what? And I'll be honest with you. We have to hope that companies like Sky Rover keep to their word. You
Yeah.
know, and that Sky Rover could actually flourish in this country because I think that is the solution for guys to be able to have
To
drones
still be
going
able to
forward.
fly and non
Right.
DJI.
Right, to be able to go forward and have a good quality product. We just need them to grow because they're a little bit behind what the average consumer is used to. You know what I
This
mean?
is true. This is very,
You
very
know,
true.
with all of the little mini drones that they have that are up to date, believe it or not, the
Hmm.
controllers are still a little bit behind the times.
Yeah.
And for say you're like I said, for something like what I mentioned to you before about you could purchase Mavic 3, Mavic 3 Pro, Mavic 4 Pro and do your photos and cinematic work and stuff like that and not have to break the bank to get it done. That's what Sky Rover needs to get to. That's the catching up that it needs to catch up to if it's going to be able to replace, say, a DJI. And like I said, they say they're here for the long haul. So let's see. You know?
Okay.
I mean, what other company is looking to do this for the American consumer?
True.
I haven't seen any. I mean, there's
No
been a
one.
few
No one.
companies that claim to be, but they make junk that sells on the TikTok shop and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is true. It's not even worthy.
What's John Olson saying? Yes.
Yeah, we don't hold it against you for saying there would not be a battery life over an hour. We just did not know. we're not allowed to fly in the United States of America. Phantom flight.
Okay. I mean,
But you are allowed to fly in the United States. You can still fly your DJI drones if it is not on that UAV blue list.
what, the DJI drones? They're
Yeah.
not on that list.
Because I mean, people are going to try and get in drones from other countries, DJI drones from other countries.
Well, you
Now,
got to worry
a
about it. You
good
got to watch out
question
with
was
that.
raised. A question was raised. Okay, say you get in the Mavic 5. Hypothetically, say you get in the Mavic 5, right?
I didn't know there
Will
was
it
one.
fly here? Will it fly here or won't it?
I mean, if it starts up, it'll fly, wouldn't it?
Technically, out the box, it should, but who knows? We don't know this yet.
You probably won't be able to receive an update for it,
Yeah, now therein lies the problem.
you know. And
Unless you do like
and then
some people
it won't be
change the region on your computer.
yeah, but it won't have if it, I guess if it's it won't have FCC approval.
Clearance, right, which would make it a rogue drone. This is where I'm going with it.
Who knows? Who knows? You know what, Lawrence?
Yeah.
It's it's
Roll call.
actually you really need to do roll call. How many people do we have watching that we're gonna do roll?
I don't know. Hold on, let me see. It says 13, but we know most of them are lurking.
It says
If I go to-
says 14 watching. There's
If I go
probably
to I'm looking at the participant box. There's not a lot of people there, but I'll go through. I don't care.
well, yeah, there isn't.
Because you know people are gonna be popping in and out.
Let's see. Let's see who's here. What do we got? We got roll call, right? Let's go. Let's
Okay,
see.
okay. Quick shout out to the representing Philly, Pennsylvania, Philly area, Philadelphia, Fly Guy Merrill. How are you, sir? Hope all is well. Louisiana, Helicam was here early. He says, I'm here, I'm driving. That's good. Don't drive in
All right.
pants. Shout out to Louisiana. Jim's droning. Remote ID come up from Mavic 5. It just might, right? Shout out to John Olson. John Olson representing Long Island, Strong Island. Okay. I did see
Olson.
Corey in here, YACL 310 representing Queens, New York. Shout out to Corey. Hope all is well. And Steve, SJM Drones was
SJM.
here, and media was here earlier. Probably listening in the background, relaxing. Frank Rizzo, our boy. Jody, how are you, sir? Hope all is well. And that's it. Jim's droning. He says he's making dinner, but he's here. And Bobby says he's from Mass. Okay.
Bobby?
He's up north from us.
All right.
Yes. Yes. I think it's his first time here. Yeah, Steve is still here too. Okay. So they've got blown up for the night.
So we only had about 6 guys in the chat with
Yep.
13
Yep.
watching.
Yep.
Okay.
That's okay.
So we
Don't
got a
mind.
50-50 lurker.
I don't mind. And shout out, hold it. Let's give a shout out to the lurkers too. Give them, blow them up too. Give them explosions. Shout out to the lurkers, you guys out there. Come back to support us, even though I don't know why you're afraid to come into the chat, but that's neither here nor there. We don't bite
No.
unless I'm trying to untie rope.
You don't bite, not all the time, I guess, right?
No.
That's what she said.
That's exactly. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Show number 347.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Not-
we've been doing it for a minute. So if you take 52 weeks, and
Not-
and that's not even our full count, because that's when
Not
we
seven.
started counting from 1.
Not episode or number 3 or actual.
Yeah, actual live streams.
Okay.
And that's when we started counting. Rob C, how are you? He just
Rob.
got in. Give him a butt. All right, blow Rob up. He wants
All
to be.
right, all right.
He wants an explosion. Give him a shout out.
Even though he was
Representing-
late.
Long Island, New York. I'm not going to say what town, but Long Island, New York. Aviano Rob C. How are you, Rob?
All
Hope
right.
all is well. Um,
Even though he was a little late, we won't make him wait.
better late than never. Better late than never. You know, that's how you got to look at it.
Hold on a
We
second.
we
You
accept we
got
accept late comers, early.
did you mention
Doesn't matter.
fly guy Merle? You got him?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes. I got Merle. Yes, definitely.
I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure. Oh man, it seems like this is going to be a
Ryan,
thing now.
how are you?
I'm starting to notice.
What happened?
Well, we saw this from last week. We mentioned it before. And I'm starting to notice that it's becoming a thing.
Internationally?
Yeah, it's kind of becoming a thing. And I hope it doesn't spread because, germs spread like wildfire. And on Ontario, right, is banning Chinese drones for, believe it or not, sensitive operations, and they looking to have plans for government to phase out these drones. And they don't mention DJI directly, but indirectly, as
Yeah.
the Chinese drones. But the Ontario government is, like I said, will be banning these Chinese drones for provincial police use, and I think that this is becoming a thing, and this is happening, I believe, by May 20th. So this is already in effect, and it is funny because this comes right after them mentioning how they're going to be using the Matrice series for for the World Cup and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of strange that you're talking about this, and now you're talking about phasing them out. Now we all know that this was, we remember, and we had Ken Dono here on the stream a while back, and he was the first one that brought this out, brought it to attention because it had started with some municipalities down in Florida, and them
Uh-huh.
not allowing the utility companies and them to use these drones for certain things. And I remember, was it Florida Power and Water? They were using this Israeli drone for their operations. But now you're talking about Canada looking to do this, and we've reported here on the stream maybe more than 3 weeks ago that China as well was looking to not so much ban Chinese made drones, but to limit their ability to the cities in China and the
Right.
operations in the cities due to safety and those kind of concerns of security. And I kind of understand that, and because that is somewhat what is happening here to an extent, as far as the safety. And no one's actually saying or coming out and saying that these things propose this risk, but I believe that they're looking at saying that we're talking about highly sensitive operations, meaning that you're now afraid of data breaches and stuff like that. And that's kind of curious about that because you talk, like I said, we just mentioned a couple of weeks ago about them using the Matrice series for the World Cup. So if the World Cup
Yeah.
events are not going to be in sensitive areas, then what would you consider that?
True.
I'm kind of puzzled with this, with what Ontario is proposing. Now, if it was something like, like I said, I totally understand what's happening in China because we're facing that here. But that,
Well, in China, but hold on a second. You have to clarify too. In China, you don't need a license or a permit to fly in certain places. You can go the height of a skyscraper. They were
well,
ODing over there really bad.
understandable. But they were ODing here too, and
True.
this is part of what put the eye on DJI. If guys weren't abusing the ability,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have gotten that stigmatism. But what I'll say is this: I get it because, like here in New York, we have all kind of things, and it's not just limited to DJI drones. It's drones, period, for
Yep.
takeoff and landing, and there's all kind of information that's wanted and needed. Like this right here is a folder that is contains paperwork for a daily operation in New York City.
Yep.
This is
That's 1 day's worth of
for a
paperwork.
daily operation, from a community board letter to permission to be at the site to the actual permit that is granted to you. You know, through your lands authorizations.
Yeah.
You know, your flight details, your cyber information is all necessary. Your insurance is ridiculous. Your insurance information is necessary,
Yep.
and your 107 information is necessary, as well as your drones and serial numbers and pictures of your drones and what they look like. And
Yep.
you know what I mean? Hold on, let me see if I can find one
You
here.
see what Jim's droning put? Please clarify this.
Picture of your
This doesn't.
drone.
It, yeah, pictures of your drone.
You know, so
Jim's droning.
yes.
Go ahead.
What you say, Jim's drone? The same?
Jim's droning is saying, please clarify, this does not affect drone pilots across Canada like the U.S. done. Also, they've been given police and emergency service time to phase out.
No, it's not the same. It's very similar, and I've looked at it. And to talk about phasing out, my point is that this comes right after you've mentioned that you're going to be using the Matrice series for security purposes,
Yeah,
and
to host the World Games.
to keep things right. I just, it's kind of contradictive, you know. That's just my opinion. So I don't know. How do you feel about that one, Lawrence?
It's hypocrisy at its best. Because you're not saying, like you said, you didn't mention DJI drones. You said drones made in China.
Right.
And we know 90% of the drones out there, on the consumer level at least, are made in China.
Well,
You
yeah,
have the
pretty much.
enterprise ones that are made in Malaysia and a few places like that, and Taiwan and places. But in general, where your drones are coming from, everyone's drones are coming from, is China. And for them to be using it during the World Games, but in the same breath turn around and say, we're putting a ban on them. So now, are they going to do like the FCC, Herman? Goes
But you're
into question.
claiming, yeah, but you're claiming security. The FCC is all screwed up because the FCC already admitted that it's an economical thing. Because if given the choice, they know that the people will choose DJI for the price.
True.
So they can't afford to allow it to be sold in the States because you would continue to choose DJI as opposed to the American brands. The chairman of the FCC, she already admitted that. Or the chairperson.
It's a money thing.
They don't want to hurt the American companies. But I will say, I take Canada for instance. With this thing that this mentioned, I kind of understand what they mean. If you're looking at sensitive areas and you don't want, Joe Schmo in sensitive areas, understandable. But now you're talking about using DJI products for security purposes and for monitoring crowds and stuff like that at the World Cup.
But no one else can use them.
But yet you turn around and say that for the government usage, then you're looking to phase them out and you're banning them for security purposes. And like I said, I get what you're saying when you talk about city infrastructure safety and stuff like that. I totally understand that. And that would be cool if you had put that upon the layman, the consumer, but not upon government usage.
Right.
It's like saying we're going to, but we don't want to. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I know. You're walking on both sides of the fence.
how they say it, a friend to all is a friend to
But
none.
they do specify the ban right now on
Hmm.
Jim's droning is for Ontario's provincial
Right,
police.
police, yes, provincial police. That's
Yeah,
what I
but it
said.
starts there. Once they start, it started here where they were telling the government if you worked in the government, you could not fly or use DJI drones. It
Right, and
slowly
then
switched over. Remember, Herman?
right, but they try to get it to where is that it became a thing where if your money was coming from any government agency and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and or any
Aloha.
grants coming from the federal government. So I don't. That's how it was rolled out here. As far as Canada is concerned, Canada's gonna have to work that one out because they're talking out of both sides of their head right now.
This is true. Maybe our roving reporter Jim's droning could give us some insight. We would love that, Jim's droning. You go over there, put your mic on, and start interviewing some people.
Well,
Like, hey, what the hell is going on? Either we flying DJI or we not.
well, it's funny. As much as they give DJI the black eye, you're still allowed to use them for work here and for utility purposes because every single one that I've seen where they have for inspection purposes and stuff like that, they're
Yeah,
asking you about DJI drones, DJI drones, DJI drones, DJI drones.
yeah,
The cell towers,
yeah. That's funny.
the
Yeah.
people who do the solar farms, those
Hmm.
solar farm inspection,
Yep.
all all of them. I'm just doing the Mr. Rogers thing here with the sneakers changing.
They also mention if crucial for emergency, they can use if nothing's available. This
There
is
is nothing
true.
available.
This is true. That's why they will be using DJI for a while.
I kind of sometimes read some of these articles and I'm wondering if you didn't just say this shit because somebody put a mic in your face,
Right.
and you
Interesting. Three
because
minutes till first. 2 minutes till first punch.
because what is it? The average dude has a mouth for what? For just to talk,
Right.
And I think that they following suit and just making the noise. What you said, Lawrence, about
Two
the
minutes till sponsor. 1.5 minutes actually now.
oh, okay. Well, you know what we could do? Let's go to the sponsor. We'll come back and find out what DJI has to say about it.
Yeah, yeah, Deets. That's true.
For the live stream that talks about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like really loud. That's if I watch it in the studio here,
Uh-huh.
I hear it. But if I have the chat open, well, probably
Well, you
because of
know
the
what it is?
delay.
What I've found with the mic, the DJI mic mini, one channel seems to overpower the other channel.
Yes, yes. You see what Rob Aviano put? He just did a solar farm inspection in Manorville, New York,
Mm-hmm.
with the Matrice 4T.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. See, and as much as NYC, and when I say NYC, I mean the five boroughs of New York, say that they've gone completely Skydio, we know different. Herman sees DJI drones taking off. I see them taking off in different random places out here, doing crime scenes, mapping a car accident,
Listen,
and mapping a
you,
crime scene.
you,
I actually saw one where a cop shot the guy.
you use what you know.
Yeah, yeah. But the cop shot the guy, took him away in the ambulance, and so the camera would know where he was. They put down a tape like an X to show where the guy was after the cop shot him,
Mm-mm.
and where they arrested him.
I
I'm
could
like,
tell you,
okay,
I can tell you a funny story about that with the tape and everything like that. About tape and where the guy was and this, that, and the other. Real
Yeah.
quick story. Years ago, right, when I had first got out of school and everything, I was working at an electrical supply house in Queens, like a couple of years after college. And we used to distribute stuff to construction sites. And one
Okay.
of the guys in the warehouse fell from the top of the ladder, hit the shelf, bounced off, hit the other shelf, and then fell backwards and landed. They had to take him to the hospital. So you know how people are. Once you know the guy is all right, everybody's got to make a joke about it.
Yeah.
So some of the things that's sold in the warehouse is caution tape and also electrical tape. And electrical tape
Right.
comes in different colors because of having the stripe wire and stuff like that and wrap wire to a marking. So what they did was they took the white tape and they made like an outline of a body on the floor in the aisle and put caution tape across the aisle where he fell.
Yeah. Yeah. People have too much time on their hands. It's time for sponsor.
No, we did that already.
Oh, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just sure did. See, you got it you got it embedded in my memory now.
well, like I said, Ontario is talking about the banning of DJI drones, but DJI actually responds to the Ontario call for their decision, and they want to say that how the same old thing is that you're pushing this narrative without any proof that there's any cyber breaching or
Hmm.
pictures and video being collected on any servers and stuff like that. And DJI also goes on to talk about the fact that there have been many different independent studies that were done by agencies here in the states and by even some of our government agencies that nothing was
Yeah.
ever found. So why does this narrative keep getting pushed? And this narrative that's being pushed has even phased them out of the out of the United States completely. Period. That's why I say that we need companies like Skyrover to flourish, because if not, we won't have anything affordable to be able to get. So yeah, but that's what DJI is saying, and I don't know. I mean, there was a time where guys were saying that, oh well, DJI has been lying about this and lying about that, and
Hmm.
I was even slapped with a whole booklet of stuff that of showing that where DJI did this, that, and the other. But
Right.
throughout those same times, there were audits that were done, and still nothing found. There was supposedly an audit that that's a dead horse to beat. Talking about the actual audit that never happened, and them getting banned, which we knew that audit wasn't going to happen based on the wording of how it was to play out. So, happy Wednesday to you too.
Give me 1 second. I just want to get a glass.
All right, get a glass. I'll be right here. No, but DJI has been saying this for the longest time. I think that at this point in time, I don't think that no one's listening. I think they're kind of falling on deaf ears, because even the Department of Defense is even saying that it's not for the FCC not even to consider their appeal and this, that, and the other. And what you got?
She runneth a little low.
That's low. You're still at the butt of the buffalo.
Yeah. It's about to go below the buffalo.
That's why you gotta pick up a Magnum.
Oh yeah, true. True. I saw this guy had on his
No,
desk. He had some one barreled I think jack.
Uh-huh.
Is there such a thing?
What, the single barrel?
Single barrel,
The
yes.
single barrel select?
Yeah, single barrel select he had.
You don't remember when we sat here and drank that?
Yeah, I do. I just couldn't
did you
remember
have
if that was the same
Or did you
exact
have
one.
that much?
Well, we didn't. We were also sampling others.
No, but
Anyway,
getting back to
salute to you.
DJI,
Salute.
I just think that it's not playing well for them, and no one's hearing this. There's no court system that's going to hear it. They're going to overturn this, and we all wish that there was. You know,
Oh, CT says he's gonna be pouring some trays as soon as he gets home.
who?
Uh, Connecticut
Oh,
Pirate.
oh, okay.
Salute Angie. Salute RJ. Salute everyone. That's the belated Memorial
All
Day
right.
shot. That's what it was.
So, how was your Memorial Day, everyone?
My
Did you
Memorial
guys
Day?
did you guys barbecue?
Yeah. What did you guys do for Memorial Day? I'll tell you what I did real quick. Not a whole lot because it was raining, and then it stopped. I barbecued a steak and some hot dogs.
Okay. So you had a good time.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't do
Yes.
nothing.
No.
Nope, nothing. I
Wow.
might do something the 4th of July. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what name brand I got. I can't read the fancy handwriting. Angie, do you know there is a thing on your phone where you can
Hold
take a
on.
picture of something and
Hang
ask
on.
Chat GPT or Google,
Time out.
right?
Time out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Time out.
Yeah,
Time
she
out.
don't know what she's drinking. That's not
Time out.
good.
You don't know what you're drinking because you can't read the name. Then why'd you buy it? It could be translated into Persian.
Finish my spaghetti. Nice. That's
Oh.
what I'm having left over.
Oh, okay. But you know what was a good buy if you want to get into the world of whiskey and bourbon? The Elijah Craig barrel strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 100 and was
Oh
it
yeah.
29 point.
Oh yeah.
Put
That's
your
some
hand
good.
on your chest. No,
Most
but
definitely.
truthfully speaking, I hate to see this because it's not only DJI that's like you said. Like I said, we could sit here all day on this and beat the horse till it was extra dead. But it's
Yeah.
hurting small businesses. You're forcing small businesses to do other things that they really shouldn't have to do.
Well, like
Although
you
I am
said,
glad that some of the companies that still do inspections are still requiring the DJI product because of the
true.
software being written for it. They don't want to change.
See, this is why it's good to keep what you have, guys. You have a DJI drone, keep it.
Take
Fly
care of
it
your
until they
stuff.
say you can't fly it no more in the United States.
Just you know what? Just seriously, you got to learn good maintenance on your drone. The minute
That's how you make your
take
stuff
care of your
last.
stuff. And we're here in New York. We're fortunate to be able to have, the DJI store in Manhattan, and that they also
That's
do
true.
repairs. But after a while, they won't be able to get any new product either. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And then it would be,
unfortunately.
are they going to be able to function as a repair company? You know what I mean?
Right now they are.
It's going to be like Cuba when it comes to drones here in the United States.
Yo, I got some Mavic Pro parts.
It's going to be guys
I
are going
got
to
some Mavic 3
be
parts.
making Mavic 3 parts. You know what I mean?
This is why I'm so glad I've gotten into FPV.
Yeah, but it's a different thing though.
It's completely different. You're right. You're 100% right.
And like I said, it's good. Like hopefully they'll be able to continue that. I don't know how for how long, but it is actually something that they're going to be needed for.
Well, all I can say is we're gonna ride the wave. Right now we're on this big, tall, gnarly wave, and we don't see the end to it yet. So we're gonna keep riding it
Well,
until
I
we
don't.
can't anymore.
I mean, I've heard talk about the dog and pony show and the thing and the thing and the thing, and maybe DJI will come to the United States and have a factory here. I don't.
No, not.
Okay,
It's
I
not
don't know.
happening.
I don't know if you're familiar with a company named Luxada.
Who?
Luxada.
Luxada.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell
Sounds
you what.
familiar, but I'm not.
I'm going to tell you what they do. They make 90% of glasses, frames, and sunglasses, and all of the designer names. They're behind making it. They make a lot of the knockoff glasses, the cheap glasses.
Okay.
They own a lot of the vision care places, as well as the sunglass huts, and all these places that sell sunglasses and frames and stuff like that. There was an issue, right, where they were they had an issue where they were saying that Oakley's, you know, the Oakleys,
Yes.
okay, they were saying that Oakley's was charging them too much for the stock for the product, so they dropped them, similar to like what Wally World did with Rubbermaid.
Mm-hmm.
And they dropped them from their stores. So now, where do they go? So for them to be sold, they're either going to sell them online independently, or they're going to have to go to their competitor, which happens to be what? Uh, what's the Costco's and BJ's and those kind of places that sell glasses?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
their competitors. So is that where Oakley's is going to go? So what happens for Oakley's to get back into the sunglass hut, right? In these places, they had to give a percentage of their company to Luxada for them to be able to bring them back into
I
the
remember you
stores.
telling me this now.
Now,
I do remember.
this is the same thing that I will see this administration playing out with DJI, and I can see DJI not going for that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
definitely.
to say that maybe we'll see a DJI factory here in America, if you want to raise the cost of the drones astronomically, because the reason why American companies manufacture in China is because American salaries are too damn high.
Right. What did you see what Jim put? The approach should have been a crucial data. Should have been for crucial data, not you guys flying DJI Canada. As right approach, not attack everyday drone pilots. I agree with you, Jim, 100%. But you guys watched it happen here to us here in the United States.
No,
You watched that same exact thing happen.
but hold on, but who attacked everyday drone pilots?
Well, well, apparently the government who wanted to get rid of Chinese-made drones.
Well, I think that they were doing that as far as China, like we said, China was doing that. You had, if you wanted to fly in the cities, you had to have the same stuff like what you have going on here. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? As far as Canada is concerned, they're talking about security reasons and data and stuff like that, and them trying to phase out the Chinese drones. And DJI is rebutted saying that there is no evidence that this has ever occurred, or this is occurring, or I should say happening, and that they're just following the same old narrative that everyone else is following. Now, as far as the everyday drone pilot and the everyday drone pilot finding himself into places where they didn't really feel that the everyday drone pilot should have been, I didn't
Yeah.
have to say that to you. You saw it for yourself. This is the information that they gave back to you, that all of the drones that they have scanned and collected data on, and many of these drones that they deem as nuisance drones, 90% of them were DJI drones.
No, but we do get that, Jim. It is not for the everyday drone pilot.
No, no,
Right
no, no,
now,
no, no, no.
yes,
It's
yes,
not.
we do have to specify it.
And that's
Be
why I
more
said to you,
specific.
even with all of what's going on and all of the bad eye that they give DJI, you're still able to turn in the information on a DJI drone and say that this is what you're using for your operations, and they approve it. I've gotten
Yeah.
many and many approvals here in New York to use DJI products.
In Manhattan, where they say you cannot fly.
Right, and we're some of the most, if you want to talk about infrastructure data breaching, come on, let's make it make
That's
sense.
true. In fact, the construction site they were working in East Harlem, when we go up to do progression photos, the hospital that's going to have office space in this building is in the background. If that's not infrastructure, I don't know what is, right, Herman?
Let's make it make sense. We got the and the railroad right there.
Yeah, yeah, and along that, Metro North, right there, yes, right up the block, at the end of the block from us.
So let's make it make sense. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. And like I said, most people may not agree with me, but I don't know. I kind of like where Texas is going.
right. I
You know what I
agree.
mean? I kind of like what Texas is saying because we did a report here on what Houston Police Department is continuing to use their drones. We did another story, another police department in Texas that's doing that's still using the Matrice series. And guess what else? Why is Fulshear DD choosing the DJI Matrice 350 RTK over the Skydio X10? Now we know that the Skydio X10 is a capable bird, right? We all know that, right? We believe that right? Because
Yes.
we interviewed a gentleman here that uses it for bridge inspection, and it's a very capable drone, right? And we
Right.
know all of what is capable. But why are they doing this? Because this is a new drone for first responders program that they have there. The Foshe Police Department is launching a drones as for first responders program as of what is that, April 6th of this year, right? So let's look at this. They're using the Matrice 350 platform for their thing. They chose this over the Skydio X10, and in my opinion, I understand where they're going with this because let's look at this. The program that they have is being funded right by a grant from the Texas Department of Transportation and Motor Vehicles and Crime Prevention Authority, and 20% of it is being matched by the city.
Yes.
Now, let's look at this. They're talking about the Matrice RTK with the docking system is looking at what running you somewhere around, well, the Matrice series is anywhere from 10 to 15,000. You're
Yeah.
talking about outfitted with thermal zoom, the H30T thermal zoom, talking about 25,000, the docking station and everything, right? That's what we're looking at. But now a Skydio X10, we're looking at what the setup of the camera and everything that they need and everything, the software. We're looking at roughly 20 to 25,000.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to mention. Okay, that's 25,000. Well, you were going to get to it. I'm thinking on here, but that's 25,000 by
Yeah,
itself.
right. Without the dock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Big
the dock, you're
difference.
talking about north of 50 grand. So you do the math and let's make it make sense. Until you can show me the security breach and it's just not an economical thing,
Hmm.
like like we said, the chairman of the FCC already made it her business to say that it's an economical thing because she can't
Right.
prove the other one, or
Right.
she won't prove the other one. So I don't know. What do you think, Lawrence?
It's simple apples and oranges. Okay. You have to spend $25,000. Okay. Just for a drone. And we're not even talking, of course, it'll come with a charger, but for less than that, you're getting a lot better deal.
Well, yeah, but
You're
outfitted with
getting
all
for the Matrice 350 right now, you're
now,
getting the RC Plus controller, two batteries, and a charging station. and that
Right.
starts you at about 10 to 15,000. Not talking about configuration, lens, or
Mhm.
whatever, but
Right.
it's
That's what I
still
wanted to mention.
cheaper. Right, it's still cheaper than 20,000 to 25,000 out the box, and you don't even have a place for it to launch from,
Right.
except the ground in someone's hand. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to put $25,000 on the ground. I want a box for it. I'm just
Well,
not willing to pay 50,000, Herman. But if we have to, we have to. Do I see a Skydio in those guys Ariel LLC in the future? Who knows? We may. But right now, I'm gonna
hey,
keep
what's up,
using
Bob Casey?
DJI until they tell me I cannot.
I personally don't
And like you
see.
said, hold on. There's a few comments in the chat. Also, like you said, the companies that sell towers that we're doing, they're asking, do you have a DJI drone? Okay, because their software is already written and pre-configured for this. Dre says the H30T costs 11K alone. The M35 12K dock 5K. That's the dock is another 5K. Battery's another 5,000. It's I get it. I get it.
They're
But
both costly drones. Don't get me wrong, but when you start doing the math on it, they save a lot of money by going with DJI.
yeah, yeah,
And if you can pick up one, if you can pick up one or two more drones and not have to, and as opposed to just one Skydio, let do the math.
yeah, yeah. It's a no one situation. Rob says my department has two, but and this is big, but they were given to us for free. Huh. Yeah,
Okay.
hello, big difference. Not many fire
And,
departments that I know of have that kind of budget
hey
to
Rob,
get
is
equipment.
it working for you?
You're right.
All right, as long as it's working for you,
Yeah.
because Lawrence and I were at the park with the fire department's robotics unit a couple of years ago, and they had theirs out there, the Matrice series.
And that was when they were spread thin. Remember, Herman? He was saying if there's a big fire, we have to go from one barrel to the next
Hmm.
and stuff like that. I'm sure the robotics team has gotten larger, and now every barrel has their own robotics team.
It would
But
be nice.
maybe not. Maybe not.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
We'll have to find out. Have to find out that information. They are installed and testing has begun. Okay.
Okay.
And see, by giving you two, Rob, what they're doing is they're other departments are going to look at you guys and say, "What do you think about it?"
Well, they didn't have to use any government money to do it, so that was what the criteria was, right?
Yeah,
They couldn't spend it on DJI products if it was government money.
right. This guy, wow. See, Jody just posted something. This guy has a flight simulator. Okay, um, a flight simulator for a helicopter, and it's showing this helicopter at some crazy altitudes. FPV pilot, Crossfire,
Okay.
ELRS. I'm just saying. I, it's reasons like that they want people. What's up, Draymond? How are you, sir? It's reason like that they want regular people out of the sky. Now, do people in the industry fly for a hobby? Yes, they do. The fire department has not increased by much. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
What happened? The fire department hasn't increased by who?
Hasn't increased by much. I saw that, Jody. I'm going to look at that. I have it bookmarked now. I'm going to look at that when I get off of here so I can listen to it. If I play the audio, you guys will hear it.
Okay.
But yeah, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Canada is making it illegal for Chinese drones. Um,
I think that's, like I said, that's more on the government.
China, their own drones that come from China. They're making it so that you can't fly in China like you
Well,
used to. You need to
not
have a license. You need
not
to be
in
registered.
it's not in China. It's not specifically to the whole of China. It was
Yes, true.
meant for in the city use because of the safety of infrastructure
Right.
and the general public. And that's why when I said to you, when Canada makes that cry, it's funny that you make that cry because you just said that you were using the product for the World Cup
Hmm.
for the same reason, for security purposes. That's my issue with it. So what is it? What do you think, Lawrence?
Let's see where they go. DJI is true. Everyone's banning them, but no one's showing proof. No one has.
Well,
We've
that's
seen, we've
DJI's
seen,
argument.
Herman, but hold on, Herman. We have seen proof. Okay, we have seen some
We
proof that
we have
DJI is doing a little something, something.
but we don't know how old that proof is.
True. That's
You
true.
understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, yes, definitely.
We do know that a lot of the companies that have popped up are licensing situations. We do know
Yeah,
that. So to
yeah,
make
right.
that as to say that's like the shake the stick moment.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I mean, like I said, things were so it said was being done in the past. I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, there was several independent studies done. No one's found anything. The last time an independent study was supposed to be done, it was deliberately not done, so is that they don't find anything.
Right. And like you mentioned before, there are American, we got 3 minutes still, sponsoring FPV Corner. Um, like you mentioned,
Hmm.
there's no proof. There are companies here in the United States that audited DJI,
Hmm.
but that seems to be old information.
No, it's not old information. It's not old information. Let's put it together and let's make it make sense. You've done audits on DJI throughout all of these years, and
Well, yeah, 2024 isn't
nothing
old.
has been found. It's not that they're old. Not that they're old. Nothing's been found. Your most recent time of doing an audit was supposed to have been by the end of last year. You deliberately didn't do it, so as that you can keep in line with the way you worded your bill. If we did and we found, they would be gone. If we didn't and they did and we don't, then they're gone anyway. So DJI was damned if they did and damned if they do.
True. That is true. You have a very valid point there.
You know what I mean? But we have what? A sponsor, and then we're gonna go to FPV Corner.
Yeah, we can do that.
So
We can definitely do that.
let's go to the sponsor, and we will be right back.
You couldn't get it out, man.
Jonah Deere. If you're a Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations, you want to get out and do all the work and leave all of the office work to someone else, then Jonah Deere is for you. This is a place where you can tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot. Book appointments, meet new clients, show off your work. If this is something that is interesting you and something that you're looking for, then Jonah Deere is for you. Check out the link in the description. Jonah Deere. It's for you!
Okay. If you
And
say
we're
so.
back. And we're back. What do we have now, Lawrence? We have FPV Corner coming up, right? Who
Yes,
do we have
sir.
in FPV Corner tonight?
Okay. Tonight for FPV Corner, we have a gentleman named Brody. He was brought in, he was suggested by last week's guest to have him come on.
Hmm.
And Foshe Media. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Foshe Media. Um, Foshe FPV for FPV Corner.
Hello, hello. Hey,
Hey,
Good. Okay.
what's up? First,
awesome.
welcome, Brody. How are you first?
I'm doing
Are you
great.
working on a drone now?
I am actually. Yeah, I'm at work right now.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, I've been rushing around all day and everything. We have a big order right now, so I've just been pumping through drones. We've been building these drones for everybody. Yeah.
So how long does it take you to build a rig?
Like from start to finish, like how we've been doing these, we've been doing them in like a process, like everybody has a part of it. But if I was doing like one start to finish, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like this including like setting it up, like,
Okay.
like programming and test flying and everything. But just building it bare bones, maybe 20, 30 minutes for the most.
I wish I could build a drone that fast. I have to stop and look at it, and
I'm
oh,
sure
that one has a little too much solder on it.
I'm sure you heard from Wade last week, but I work for a company called 533. If you
Yes.
guys have 533, and I've been here for a while, so I've gotten to build all kinds of drones. So I've learned how to get quick with it, of course.
Okay. So you want to? So now I know if I ever get anything from you guys, there's a chance you could have had your hands on it.
Yes, no, 100%. Like,
Dude.
it's almost like every single person in the entire shop has their hands on every single drone. So if you order any drone from us, there's a good chance that all of us here have touched the drone or helped build it in some way or form.
Red Pool is in the chat saying what's up to you, what's
Yeah,
going on
he's
there.
right. He's in the room next to me, actually. I'm
Hey.
just far up. I'm in our like studio room. They're all in
Okay.
there pumping away at these drones right here.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
First, I need to ask you this. I don't usually ask people. How old are you?
I just turned 18 May 6th, so 21 days ago I turned 18.
Okay. Happy belated. Happy belated. Only reason I asked you is because I saw a couple of other pictures of me. I'm like, I couldn't get a proper age or guesstimate of how old you are. I knew you were young. You were pretty young. And Dreadpool is like, yeah, he's the youngest in the group, I think, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
He's a big supporter of you. If you have no fans in the world, Dreadpool is your number one dude, dude.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy for sure.
He is. I like his energy. We had him on last week, and he says in the chat, it's team effort at 533.
That's all it is here. I don't know if he also told you this, but it's a small team here. It's a pretty small team here, so every single project that we have, it's not like some big corporate job where everybody just puts in their 2 cents. It's everybody here is hands on, and we all got to really try to get the finished product looking as nice as possible. So it really is a team with everything we do here.
Well, apparently you guys seem to be doing okay because you've been around for a while. I've actually brought a few things off of 535. I didn't know that I was talking to the owner and CEO from Help Support one day. I called. There was an issue with my order, and he's like, "Can I call you back?" And I was like, "No one ever asks to call you back." He's like, "I'm about to get on a plane. I'll call you back." And he called me back about 2.5 hours later, dude. Seriously. So I see you guys are really doing your thing, and I hope you guys go really far. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Especially, here's a question for you. How has the drone industry and all these bans and stuff on parts affected 533?
It's affected 533.
Meaning as far as getting in flight controllers and ESCs and certain parts from overseas.
So it has changed a lot for 533. We had a very standard stack approach that we would take at most of our builds. We prioritize 5-inch over everything else, but we have a little bit of everything for anybody. But we really prioritized 5-inch racing because we're a racing company, of course, and 5 inches where it was all at, and we had a set stack for it. And then the military started buying VTXs and stacks, and then those stacks started being able to be sold here, and it's changed a lot. But what we have found to be kind of tried and true is that we can always kind of bank on HT0, if you're familiar with that company.
Yes.
And they usually give us they always give us really good products. And of course, they have a bunch of NDAs.
Okay.
So we have a really close relationship with them. We have for the entirety of 533. They
You're
actually
fading. You're fading
HD0.
out some.
Yeah, your mic is a little low.
Oh, sorry. It might be this fan I've set up here, but yeah, I don't know.
That's better.
I don't know the full story behind it, but yeah, we have had a very close relationship with 533 with HD0 for a very long time, since like the start of HD0.
That's what's up. Now, I need to ask you personally, what do you fly? What do you like to fly? And what would you love to fly one day?
So I started in the industry, the drone industry, of course, with racing. That's how I got into it. I got into it with whoops. I was not good at all when I first started. And then I flew the simulator a lot. I got a little bit better. And then I finally bought my first 5-inch. I went straight from whoop to 5-inch, and it was a mid-mount. And about my fourth flight on it, drove it into the ground at about 100 miles an hour, trying to impress one of my friends with it. So it took a lot of time and dedication in the simulator to build up my racing side of everything that I've done. I've raced for multiple years, and I even went to all the big competitions for multi-GP. If you're familiar with multi-GP, I've went and flown a lot of the events, of course, on team with 533. I've had a lot of opportunities to place high in those. I think last year in World Cup at IO, I placed 30 something, so that was 30th at the entire event, which was awesome considering like people are coming all around the world to fly there. So I've gotten a lot of opportunities to fly in high competition in the racing side of drones. But in the most recent year, I have went completely flip side and went to the filming side of drones. And I love filming. I always have loved filming. I just haven't always had the opportunity to always fly film drones. That the filming industry is very expensive. But I've recently gotten to fly a lot of the filming stuff, and and that's where Foshe Media is. That's my media account. If you go to any of those on Instagram or TikTok or anything, you'll see some of the stuff I do. I love cars. I'm a big car guy. I love cars. So I kind of specialize in filming cars, doing rollers and stuff. And yeah, I love doing it so much. So I've kind of been doing that a lot more than racing here recently.
Okay. And what was the very first rig? You did go into that, but I mean, what was your very first time? I'm trying to figure out how to word this. How did you feel when you? I don't know. Okay,
Well,
I'll ask it the way I'm thinking about it. When did you realize you love flying freaking rigs? When?
Okay, so it's a really funny story. I was in band. I used to be in band with my friend who worked at 533 before me. He went off to college, and we were sitting in our cafeteria with these little whoops at my high school, and he was showing me him flying through the rafters and stuff, and it was literally from that point, like in our ginormous cafeteria, I was like seeing all the stuff you can do with drones. From that point, I was completely hooked with drones. They're so cool. There's nothing I'd ever seen like it. It was so new. I didn't want to conform with everybody else, what everybody else is doing with sports and stuff. I played basketball for a while, but drones is where I kind of found like something that was different from everybody else. I didn't have to follow a specific, code or find a friend group or anything. Like I just did drones, and it was so fun for me. And yeah, it was from that point when I saw one of my friends who got me into this hobby fly them, I was instantly hooked.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you this. How much of your experience in racing has transpired over to shooting and filming cars and stuff like that?
100% of it. I don't doubt without a doubt, 100%. If I had not started with racing, I would not be anywhere where I was at with filming. Some of the filming stuff I do with the cars requires me flying, 5 inches away from really expensive cars. And if I was not as trained with flying through little 5x5 gates, there's no way I would ever be able to feel comfortable enough to do that, to push it to actual limits with a real client's car. So I would say it's translated a lot.
I have to agree with you on that because of your 533 crew and the guys and gals I've had on here interviewed, I've started using my simulator. And because of that, I started trying through gates. Oh my God, a turtle could beat me right now, bro. But I'm getting better and better because at first I couldn't do a lap. Now I get mad when I can't do more than a lap. So
100%.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better, but it's given me the courage to go through a gap that I would have never thought about going through last weekend when I was flying. And I was like, you know what, I can make that. And I did make it, but I was so happy I made it. I just had to land and go.
You just had to celebrate for a second.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't do none of the freestyle. I wish I could race. We have a guy that comes into the chat from Hawaii, Sky Control Productions, and before he flew FPV, he was on a simulator every day.
That's how everybody starts in this hobby. Is like, I would not recommend anybody take the big. It's getting into the hobby is kind of a dive in the deep end. It's a very expensive initial purchase. You got to get the radio, you got to get the goggles, you got to get very expensive batteries. And I guess as hobbies go, I guess that's like maybe a normal price for a hobby, but it's kind of hard to justify purchasing that much money whenever you've never flown or you've never gone to see what they feel like, see if you like it. But the simulator makes it where you spend $30 and maybe you buy a controller. I started out with my PS4 controller actually. I had a PS4 at the time, and
I had my Xbox controller. So
I was too scared to make the initial jump into the hobby, and I just flew with my PS4 controller and on this like kind of jank simulator, and I flew it, and I realized this was something I really wanted to pursue, and then I kind of made the jump and get a radio, and then I got the Velocidrone, which I don't know if that's what you're flying now, but if you're wanting to get into the racing side of things, I would 1,000,000% recommend Velocidrone. Velocidrone has literally got me to where I am today. I would not be anywhere near where I am without Velocidrone.
Yeah, because I have uncrashed. I had liftoff. Liftoffs,
yes, those are very
doesn't do it for me like uncrashed. Uncrashed, you have more physics. They've added more physics to the drone as opposed to liftoff. They just tell you, okay, you're flying a drone this weight. In uncrashed, you can kind of play around with settings and make it feel a little more realistic.
The DRL simulator is like that as well. I was obviously surrounded by a bunch of racers. I don't know if Wade talked about Evan Turner. I don't know if Wade mentioned Evan Turner a lot, but the world champion in drone racing. Me and him, we kind of lost a lot of the people who were racing in the area. So me and him kind of went head-on-head racing and training to become a lot better. And he really helped me a lot get to where I am today. And we had this field called KCRC, and we would go out there. I mean, a ton of time. I mean, I've been out to KCRC probably just about as many times as I've been in my house. And
really.
And it's just sitting there on a hot sunny afternoon, flying until the sun goes down, and it's amazing just to get out there and fly and practice, and that's kind of what it takes to become better at drone racing. But especially with the simulator, I would say the simulator is the best spot. Best.
I'm gonna give you and Dreadpool a mission.
What is that?
I want to try and get him on here. I know he's busy as hell.
Right now?
I would like to, not coming up. I know he's busy as hell, but I would like to try and get him to come on in the future, because I know I'd probably have to go through you guys and his timing and scheduling and everything. But it would be nice to have him on. I've had almost everyone from 533 on except him.
Dreadpool?
No, your boss.
Oh,
your CEO.
I see.
I mean, I know he's really, really busy, and I know I would be reaching, but I would even settle for about 15 minutes as opposed to 25.
No, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could make time for you. You just gotta find. I would just try and schedule an afternoon when he's busy. It's just every now and then, like times like right now, where we are just absolutely slammed with.
Well, I know you're swamped. You're swamped right now, but at some time in the near future, I would definitely like to do that. Now, I have a video that you sent me That's the 2025 spring GQ.
Yeah, so that was my
If you can talk
intro.
over that while it's playing, I
Okay.
will cue it up.
Okay.
And I always ask people, what's their mindset? What are you thinking when doing this? It is in 9:16 mode, but if you can see it, that should be good enough.
There we
Is
go.
this the same course that everyone sets up?
Yeah, so this is a global qualifier. So everybody who wants to compete in a multi-GP event has to fly this track right here. And everybody tries to compete for the same time. This track is set up literally 2 measurements. Everybody gets like these big rulers out and measures the gate distances and everything like that. And I believe this was on my 7th. You get 10 packs. And I believe this was on my 7th pack. And this was me pushing my quad to its absolute limits because I had one of my friends, and we kind of go head to head at all the events. We're very similar in racing, and he was ahead of me by just a couple of milliseconds. And
I saw that.
yeah, and I basically was just like, if I break this quad right here, I'm gonna break it. But I was pushing my absolute maximum to try and race right here, and I ended up beating his time on this pack. But this is my best global qualifier time, and this is what put me in the position to race as high as I did at IA.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a field called House Mountain. This is another training field we have in the area. I've went and practiced here multiple times. It's really flat, which is nice. But yeah, this is my best time that I had gotten for the spring GQ.
Well, I have to give you racers kudos, plain and simple. I mean, freestyle, okay, you can slide on the wall, you can tap a water tank and stuff like that. But you guys, what's the fastest you've gone? And don't tell me it's anything over 99 miles per hour because we'll have to bleep it out. But
They go up there, and especially us working here at 533, we get all the access to the coolest stuff. So
yeah, see, that's the meat and potatoes we have to get to on another live stream after dark or something like that. But I come on, you do tweak your birds a little more than supposed to, right? I mean, isn't that part of racing? I mean,
yeah,
come on.
and open class. So the drone you just saw me flying, that was open class, and
Right.
there's a ton of spec drones. I don't know if there's any. Yeah, actually, right here, there's a spec drone right here.
Go ahead. I'll spotlight you so they can see the drone.
So this is a spec class drone. This is a DRL racer, actually. If you're
I was going to say that looks like a DRL. It's
So
because
this
of them we can't get GoPros anymore.
So these are spec drones, but so they, like every drone, has to fly the exact same spec. They have the same motor, same prop, same settings and everything. But the open class, you can build the most jank quad. You could fly a whoop in an open class race. It's
Really?
whatever you can fly. So that's where us racers kind of go head to head on building the fastest quad you possibly can, whether it be a super light. We had a frame called the Ludicrous frame at one point, which was like NASA grade carbon fiber. It was like half of the weight of everybody else's, but it was super fragile. So it's like one crash, it breaks, but you have the fastest in the course. And of course, the speed of your quad only matters at the top 10% of racing. The other 90% is just being the better
Is
pilot.
knowing how to fly.
Yeah, being the better pilot.
Well, I want to say kudos to you, 533, Bumblebee, everybody else. I don't want to start mentioning names and leave people out, but kudos to everyone at 533 for the simple fact that you are a team. You guys have a goal, and I hope you guys reach it, whatever that goal may be.
I appreciate that a lot.
And that's only because it takes that kind of teamwork to run a business. Everyone has hands-on in the business. Everyone's down in the mud hole, getting dirty.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you want to shout out? Give a holler to? Anyone you want to mention?
The one person, or yeah, there's two people that come to mind, and that's of course my mom. She supported me financially in this hobby in the beginning because, like I said, it is an expensive hobby. It can
Yeah.
get expensive very fast. Very expensive drones flying through the air very fast is not always a great combo. And then I'd like to give another shout out to everybody here at 533 who's pushed me the entire way. They have never given up on me. They have always been here whenever I needed someone to help fix my quad or I just needed support. Every single time I came back to the pits, I have everybody at the 533 team cheering me on. My buddy Carter, who's also out there, I don't know if you've had him on here, but he is the builder. He is one of the main builders here at 530.
I'm pretty sure I haven't because I don't recognize that name, but we could make that happen.
Yeah, he is he's a great guy. There has been more than a handful of times he has stayed past 10 o'clock at night to help me build my quads for a race, or whether it be we're at a race and it's 1 a.m. and all my stuff's broken and he's out there helping me fix it. He's a great guy.
Okay, real quick before I let you go. You said you're getting into cinematic drones. What are you
Yes.
flying cinematically? How long you've been flying cinematic?
So I've been flying cinematic for 6 months to maybe a year. My favorite drone to fly and chase cars with is a flip switch with a DJI action camera on top of it. But I'm sure, as you
Okay.
were talking about before I came on here, with the whole DJI ban and everything from China's exiled and all of that, has made it very difficult for people like me to get up in the air with very nice and trustworthy, emphasis on trustworthy equipment to film all of these cars and stuff. But of course, the drone
Okay.
carrying the camera and stuff is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what your budget is, but I can tell you right now, if you were to get a DJI drones, which is legal, not illegal, which are still flyable here in the States. Oh, see?
I
What
was
you
gonna
talking
say,
about?
so
You're
my
just
net
holding out, man. That's a
is
that's a
so,
3? That's a 3S?
yes,
I'm
this
having
is my 3S. So, and
Okay.
that's my other film rig for high shots and very cinematic, slow gimbal shots. Love that drone. That is my actual baby. I take care of that thing better than I take care of myself. um, so yeah,
You take care of your car. You take care of your car and she'll take you wherever you want to go.
yeah, but
Ah,
that's my film drone right there. But I obviously love flying my hand built, my 533 flip switch. That's my favorite chase squad. There's a lot of chase squads. This is like some of my awesome chase squads. Crazy sit-out lifters. That have
Okay.
crazy setups to carry a ginormous camera on top. I don't ever carry any camera like that on top of it, so I just use the flip switch. I don't have the flip switch with me; it's in my house right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I fly a flip switch. If anybody in the chat or anybody here knows what a flip switch is, it's super fast. It can keep up with the cars and stuff. Super versatile, super durable, very durable frame. I've crashed that thing into mailboxes multiple times, going very fast, and that thing is
Okay.
versatile.
All right. Well, listen, I would want you to keep on pushing. Stick with the camera drone stuff because between that and FPV, you can rule the world. And seriously, because Herman does all the camera drone stuff. I do very little FPV. I do more camera drone stuff, but we're working some things out to incorporate FPV a little more in our work.
100%. And I would not recommend any company for FPV drones more than 533. I love
There you go.
I
That's
love
what I wanted to hear. There
I
you
love all
go.
the companies out there. You will notice with a lot of these companies that they are they are smaller companies, but 533 really has gone, and we are pushing the limits of what the drone industry has seen so far. FPV racing side wise, I know you said you've gotten the simulator, so I know you've been trying the racing side out. 533 is where it's at, and I would not recommend yeah, you will, if you ever have a problem with one of our drones or any of our products, which you won't, we have the best support team here ever that will get through any problem.
Listen, I personally know this after finding out I was talking to the CEO of the company and on the
Yes,
help
that
desk.
would be our support line.
Yeah, see, so listen, it's 5:33. You guys keep doing what you're doing. I want you, Dreadpool, Bumblebee, you guys to come back around the holiday time. You know, we sit here and have a little eggnog and say happy holidays and all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes we give away a few things, you know, so be sure to know I'll keep in touch. We are contact now. Please put me in
Oh,
contact with Carter.
I got
Because
you.
if
I'll
I'm
talk to
going through the F-33 crew, I'm going through the whole line.
I got you. Yeah, I'll talk to him as soon as I get out of here.
All right, cool. I
Awesome.
appreciate you taking the time out to coming on. I know you were there working on a bird as you started, so now it's back to the grind.
That's work time.
And someone, whoever was listening to this from 533, you guys need to record that section over where he said 533 is where it's at. He just did a commercial for you guys.
Always. All right. Well, thank you
Brody,
guys
be well, man.
so much. Yeah, you guys have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on, hanging out with us.
Enjoy your evening.
I will. See you guys.
All right.
All right. Okay. See, that was
That was
quick
good. That was a nice.
and
That was
easy.
nice.
Then
Um,
Dreadpool, I must say you were right. You were right. Brody was the man to have on next.
remember,
Um, huh?
remember I told you that as soon as we started the stream, that I would get
Yes.
I would get a thing from the mail room that the package is downstairs. Yeah, it's down there. See,
Of course it is because you can't get to it right now.
Right.
That's usually how it is.
And
All right.
I wanted to give it away here on the channel, but I guess we can do it next week.
Okay. All right. 40 General Lee's 45 minutes from Knox. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, see, we got some guys making connections in the chat there. You guys, Southwest
cool.
Virginia, Tri-Cities area myself.
But that's what it's all about, guys, making connections,
Yes.
meeting new people,
Yes.
expanding
Yes.
this whole thing.
Yes. I need. Would you hold on. Doomsday, I've never seen you here before, but I'm going to your channel and going to support you for coming by and supporting us. I've got you here, and I've just added you to the collection. And it looks like Doomsday is okay. He flies FPV as well. All right. Okay. We got a freestyle in the
FPV
chat
corner
there.
is becoming a thing.
Well, I hope so.
I'm
That's
glad
the
I
whole
thought of
idea.
it.
Carter and Skip, best buds.
I'm glad
Oh,
I
all
thought
right.
of it. Bringing
Okay.
more people into the collective of drone pilots, whether you may be, because we're gonna get camera drone guys here anyway. So bringing
Yeah.
the FPV guys in and we're getting to mix and mingle is a beautiful thing. And with that being said, I want to mention to you guys that Lawrence interviewed a gentleman from Cloverleaf, and we have the Clover system here, the Clover FPV system. If you guys are interested on purchase, you can use those guys for 15% off on your checkout. So don't forget
Yes.
those guys for 15% off on checkout. This is the interchangeable VTX that you can move from one drone to the next, or even from your RC car to your planes or whatever you might have that you want to film from. Whatever the hobby, whatever beats your heart in the hobby, you can move your VTX from one unit to the other. Beautiful system.
Yes.
Everybody
Great
has
idea.
something to offer the hobby, and that's what it's all about. Lawrence, anything you want to say?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I was reading what Doomsday had put. He said, I started with a camera drone from Amazon as a gift, and then things got out of hand.
Oh,
That's
okay.
usually what happens.
That's what happens. You get the
Paul is sending his Air 2S so I can repair the gimbal. Okay.
okay.
That's what's up. Nice, Jody. But I hope you guys enjoyed FPV Corner. We try. I try my best, and this is sad because I have a lot of FPV pilots as friends, but you ask them to come on a live stream and they're like a humana. So the fact that I've been able to get a bunch of guys from 533, a company that I've personally done business with once or twice in the past. We seem to be going through the entire crew, the entire staff there. Why not?
That's how I get
Everyone's
along here.
and everyone says the same thing at 533. We're a team. We work
Right.
together. Everyone helps me. I help them.
I love that
That's what it's
attitude.
all about. Huh?
I love that attitude.
That's how you run a business. That's how you go far. When everybody's on the same channel, like right now they're banging out drones
Eldon, what's good,
for
man?
order. What's up, Eldon? Welcome, brother. How are you? Hope all is well.
Lawrence, I just want to mention something else real quick, and then we can.
Yeah, well, it's time for that second sponsor, that third sponsor.
Okay, I'm going to mention this, and I'll get to the third sponsor. We can continue the stream, or the fourth sponsor, and then I'll continue the stream. Remember I spoke earlier about Sky Rover, Sky Rover, right?
Yes.
When I said we need Sky Rover to be able to be successful, so that way that the drone community can still continue to get drones that are acceptable here in the States to be able to fly. Well, Sky Rover, right now, at B&H is at a low price at $449. You can check that out at B&H in the gray color now. Look at that.
Really?
Sky Rover. That's for the Sky Rover X1 drone in gray. So check that out over there on B&H. They got it for $449 on B&H. Check it out. Don't be shy. If you're in the need for entry-level drone, beginner in the camera drone industry, then that's the way to go. If you can't get your hands on a DJI drone.
That's what it is.
Of course. I mean, we need Sky Rover to be successful, especially in that saying that they have a commitment to serving the American consumer.
True.
Lawrence, we mentioned Memorial Day and the whole Memorial Day weekend, and you remember Jones Beach.
Yes.
Jones Beach, they had a drone light show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good old people over at Netflix, I guess they sponsored a drone show, which happened to feature Vecna. You know Vecna from Stranger Things, right? Well,
Yes.
they set
The
a
bad guy.
new Guinness World Record over there in Vegas with, like I
That's
said,
fly.
a drone light show that featured Vecna from Stranger Things, and it set a new world record in for the largest fictional character formed drone show. Formed by drones. Now, we all know Sky Element, right? Sky Element, we mentioned Sky Elements here on this channel over 100 times more because I happen to love their Christmas light shows that they do. Remember Poppy, the penguin?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sky Element does all these animated drone shows, and it's like set to music, and it has the whole voiceovers and everything like that. They do a damn good job. I gotta say that. And they had a little incident that happened. I think it was in Florida, but I'm glad to see that they're back doing their thing because Sky Element has earned their now 17th Guinness World Record for these drone shows. And this one happens to feature about 4,979 drones that recreated this Vecna character from Stranger Things, and I just, like I said, I'm just glad to see that Sky Elements is back. They're doing their thing, and I look forward to seeing their holiday show. But how do you feel about it, Lawrence? Because I mean, like I said, they had the incident that happened down in Florida. The little young man that had the incident when they had the drone that went rogue and hit the kid.
You know what? You know what? And how do I feel about this? First of all, they keep breaking more records. That's a plus. But when is too much too much? 5,000 drones is a lot, bro. 1,000 drones is a lot. The Jones Beach drone light show, believe it or not, 1,000 is not enough. Okay, honestly, they did They did very good, very decent at Jones Beach, but when you start getting up to around 3,000 or more, I think it can be a little too much.
Well, what I will tell you is this: coming from an art background, right? The more,
Yeah.
the more. And I said this last week. Somebody else actually commented on the stream when I said this, and they said that it was true. And he gave me a whole thing about a camera that he has. It's not a new camera; it's an old camera, but it's a larger sensor format. And I had said the bigger the eye, the better to see. But the more drones, the more detail. You
I
understand
get
what
it.
I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
laughing
get it.
at. Go ahead.
I get where guys are going with more and more drones. Um, that's here in the States. I don't know like what they're doing over in China and other places like that. We do know Steven Sutton. He does drone light shows too, all over the world. And I don't, I wonder if Steven's gotten up to close to this amount. But like I said, in time you'll see that some of these things are just routine. What happened, Mark?
No, I'm trying to keep up with the chat
Oh,
as well as listening to you, and I kind of had a brain fart for a second. I was trying to think what to freaking
yeah.
what to
After
put.
a while, some of the stuff will be routine, man.
Yeah, I know. Um,
But the
the
most
fact that
important thing is
Netflix
the
is
safety.
getting into that will not be the last you hear of
Oh no,
somebody
this.
creating the character.
Well, no, because that's what Sky Elements actually. That's what they do. You know.
Yeah,
Like I told you, they did the whole and
the penguin thing. Yeah,
Poppy, Poppy the
Poppy the
Penguin.
penguin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
the Christmas
They told
holiday
the
show.
whole story with that too.
Right. So, like I said, guys, look out for Sky Elements because I'm quite sure that they have something planned for the Christmas show. And I'm talking Christmas, and we're looking to go into the summer right now. But before you know it, summer's only 2 months. It'll be over real quick, and we'll be
Yeah,
heading towards Christmas.
don't remind me, bro. Don't remind me.
Oh well,
Same
shoot.
here.
You got 2 months. I got a hot month in the heat, and then there's 2 months of football, and then we start moving into the playoffs. And before you know it, after Thanksgiving, Christmas is right down the pipe because the whole championship and playoffs is around the whole Thanksgiving time, right? That's for high school,
True.
at least.
I didn't get it, but through the stick.
What happened?
But no, I'm trying to keep up with the conversation in the
Oh,
chat there, and and
you know
and
the conversation is actually over here. I mean,
yeah, I know. We still have a little bit. We still have a little bit of time there.
well, I wanted to mention to you this. You know, we all know that we've talked about different things here on the channel and here on the stream, I should say, about technology and improvement of technology and the source of energy that they use to fly drones. And
Right.
I guess battery tech is getting better and better because Matternet is expanding drone delivery range with Amprius uh, battery tech. So let's get into this. As we know, right, the drone deliveries is continuing to expand and expand, especially all over Texas. Texas seems to be the hotbed for everything with drones now, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at this. We know that the need for better battery as well as better drones is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at this. There's a new and improved partnership between Matternet and the well. Let me say this. Matternet happens to be America's first drone airline. Matternet was the first
Yep.
drone company to fly drone deliveries here in the United States.
Yeah. Yes, they
Matternet
were.
started out with a what is it? It was a project that was launched by Dr. Gwen over at Wake Med Hospital in the Carolinas in
Uh-huh.
conjunction with UPS to move blood samples and tissues from different
Right.
hospital facilities within their network. Well, now this new partnership with Amprius technology for them to have a new and improved battery, right? That they're going to be using for this autonomous aerial delivery. Now, what I like about this is that they are already, from what I'm understanding, they already produced the battery for Matternet. They're coming up with a newer silicon battery that is supposed to be better than what they've been using, and it will improve their range of usage. I find that to be a
Really.
good thing because, like I said, they were moving from one hospital to the other, and this was something that was spearheaded by Dr. Gwen. They've now taken this out to other hospitals, and they've come up with docking stations for this drone. So everything that they've done has been to improve this drone, and now they're getting even better batteries. What's the word you always use? Kudos or whatever. I take my hat off.
Kudos.
I'm
Yeah.
glad,
Kudos to the
I'm glad
company.
to see something like this happening
Right.
because, especially for Matternet, which focuses on the whole medical industry, and the things that they do for the medical industry, which is a good thing.
I agree.
What
And
happened now? Oh, I use DJI batteries. John Olson, I use the DJI batteries. Who makes them for DJI? I couldn't tell you.
who
Yeah.
makes the what?
Anything you want to say about
Oh,
that?
the batteries for okay, who's making the batteries? For DJI? Well, at one time you used to be able to put third party batteries in DJI. Now you put it in a drone and it tells you this is a third party battery, and if anything happens, we're not responsible. Right?
No,
You
and
remember we used to be able to get third party Phantom batteries and stuff
yeah,
like
those
that?
never worked well from the Phantom 3 series. I
Yeah.
think they changed that long after the Phantom 2 and the Phantom 1 series actually had regular LiPo batteries. But he was asking who makes the batteries at Phantom Flight 101.
Oh,
I said I use the DJI batteries.
third house in Suffolk. No, I did not know that. Yeah, I've seen you race from Vid. Skip has sent me. Okay. So would that battery be Lion batteries? Supposedly the Doomsday was asking, so would that battery be a Lion battery, the stronger batteries? Supposedly it's a whole new technology that they're using. They're trying to switch over. Hold on. I think they did mention a battery, Herman, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They did mention a type of battery. I just have to go through the article. Give me a second. Okay, here they're called a silicone anode lithium ion cell.
Yeah.
Silicone anode. I will copy it and put it in the chat, letter for letter. This I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with Lion, but this is it right here. Silicon anode. I've never heard of silicon anode before, but they're supposed to be able to handle heat better, and faster charging times. And we know with LiPo batteries, if you charge them too fast, they start getting warm. And FYI,
Uh huh.
your battery should not get hot when you're charging it.
No.
It should not get hot. Your lipo should not get hot if you're charging it. I know some guys that try to supercharge it and it heats up. That's not cool. You know, if it's, for example, Herman, if it's a 22 volt, they're trying to give it 26 volts to charge faster.
You ought to go out to the AMA field and look at some of these guys' batteries that are beat. Like some of them look like actual.
Oh, he was wondering John Olson was wondering who makes the batteries for delivery drones. Matternet. Well, Matternet's doing it for themselves, but
No,
they're all proprietary.
No. This company we just mentioned that they partnered with, Amprius, they're the ones who make their batteries.
Right, they make the batteries for their stuff.
Right. They make the batteries for theirs. Who makes the batteries for the other companies? I don't know because
we could do some research on
they've
that.
never made a big deal about it. But like I said, that with this story that I'm bringing to you, they're improving the batteries that they've been making for Matternet. Matternet happens to be the first drone airline company here in the United States. And I told you how they all got started with Dr. Gwen and him spearheading this program to be able to ship blood samples and other human tissues from one location to the other from different hospitals in the Carolinas.
Okay.
So that's how that came about. And like I said, Texas seems to be the hotbed for where all of the stuff is happening in the drone.
Food delivery,
food
everything.
delivery and everything, because you have companies like
Wing.
Wing that's operating there. Well, who else?
The Wing's working through Walmart.
Right, and you have there's a few of them that are working through with Walmart too, because now you have what's the other one there? We talk about them all the time. Now I'm lost for words on it. Oh wow, ooh! They were the first out of I think California. They were working in Africa. Ooh.
Okay,
Now,
to answer John Olson's
what do you
question,
wanted to know?
I did a search. Who makes LiPo batteries for drones?
For who?
And I'm going to let you know right now. Best LiPo batteries for drones. They're giving me people who sell them. So give me a week. Everyone's selling them, but we don't know who's making them. Well, and that's a very good question.
Like I told you,
because I wonder if those are Chinese made too. I'm sure they are, but
who?
I'm just saying.
Which ones are you talking about?
LiPo batteries and drone batteries in general. I just put in a general search for.
You got companies like Zipline who are actually operating in Texas now too. With
right, but everybody seems to make their own batteries for their proprietary birds.
I don't think that they make their batteries. I don't think that they're making their own batteries.
No.
I think that they're sourcing batteries from other companies
and incorporating them.
Yeah. I believe that that's what's happening. I don't think that anybody is going to okay, how long would it take you if you're working on a drone technology to say that I'm going to have to develop a battery as well?
True. Have someone build a battery around your drone.
I think it's a lot easier if you tell somebody what you're trying to do and then we can incorporate a battery to work with
it. Yeah, I get it. You give them a design and say, I need a battery to fit in there. Just got to... okay, hold on. Doomsday said, I just got a friend request yesterday from a guy who works at a LiPo factory. Showed me some type of inverters they use to charge them. That would be that.
Okay.
If you could get me in contact with this guy, I would love to interview him and have some interviews. Make friends, get to know him real good, and then tell him we got a list of questions for him here on the live stream. Always interested to have people like that on the live stream.
You're talking about Texas, right, Lawrence?
Yes.
Well, drone delivery company Flytrex is expanding with a new Texas facility, a factory in Texas. Drone food delivery company, Flytrex, right? They, like I said, they're doubling down in Texas right now, where they're expanding and looking to have a factory where they're going to manufacture and maintenance a maintenance facility for their drones. Now,
Hmm.
this is going to be near the Dallas location, and what's this Pilot Point, Texas. Now, what I find interesting here is that this is going to be nearly 800 square feet, okay? 800 square foot site for this operation over in Texas. Now, where they're going to say they're going to employ about 50 workers. Now, I find 50 workers to be a little strange and not employees, because 50 workers could mean anything. It could be robots or it could be people included. So what I thought was interesting, they're looking to grow the delivery hubs to about 60 in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
That's
Now,
crazy.
this facility, they said it's just up and running. They're looking to push out about 1,000 drones per year to service all of these hubs that they're going to have for delivery.
Right.
Now, you're talking about the expansion of drone delivery all over Texas now.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be what they're doing.
So I remember a few years back when this one guy, he does live streams. His name is Herman, and he started talking about drone delivery, and a lot of guys kept saying, "No, it ain't gonna happen. No, it ain't gonna happen. No, 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 happen. No, no, happen.
Yep, I remember.
No,
It'll
happen."
never happen.
I spoke here about on Nustin. He mentioned a lot of things about like cargo drones and stuff like that. No, that ain't gonna happen. Until they could deliver my tube socks. That ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
And then it was like, can they deliver a bowling ball? And that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. And now we are running tests across the East River here with trying to test cargo drones now. We've already ran a test of these what do you call it? Electric. Everybody wanted to call them drones, but apparently because of rules and regulations, they can't fly them without a pilot in it. So now
Yeah.
we have all these electric planes or jets and
eVTOLs.
eVTOLs that are going to be taking people from heliport to heliport to airport to airport.
Right.
So all of the naysayers, it's a goal. It's a goal. And now
Right.
Flytrex is building a facility down there in Texas
To
to
to repair and maintain their fleets.
expand drone delivery, to make sure that they can expand drone delivery. And they're not doing it by saying that we're going to deliver a couple of pizzas or we're going to deliver a couple of burgers or something like that, or medication, or deal with a pharmacy. They're looking to be the backbone of the aircraft that can make it possible. So I take my hat off to them, and like I said, I like these kind of stories, because it's not only about the drones that we fly. The world is bigger than the drones that we fly, and there's a lot of things happening.
True.
And will say that we do need to see companies like Sky Rover, who have claimed to make the commitment to the American consumer. We need to see these companies flourish. We need to see them be able to get bigger and better.
Companies like 533, we need to see them flourish as well.
No, yes, because these are companies
American
that are looking
born
to,
and bred companies. Yes,
right,
definitely.
to service the American consumer. And I say that about them, with Sky Rover, because we're not losing companies that want to produce FPV drones. We kind of are, but we do have a lot of them that are coming, but are here. But we've pretty much lost the whole entire, as we call, camera drone industry, with DJI and Autel disappearing from the States
Yeah.
and being hard to get your hands on. So I guess that's one of the reasons why I say that we need to see Sky Rover get better, so they can give us better tech, because they're a little bit behind on what we're used to and what we're accustomed to
They
right now.
are, but not much.
No, no, because they're functioning on they're focusing on the mini series, and I get it because that is the future of the drone for the
Well, 250
consumer.
class and below. We know this
No, I
already.
got that, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the commercial side of the of aspect of it, there is no companies that are making anything that will replace the Mavic series.
True.
You understand? That's my point. You know, there's no companies out there that is making anything that will replace your Air series. So that's why I say this about this company. But like I said, you know, FPV wise, you know, I take my hat off to some of the companies here in the states that are doing, other than the guys who are making war machines. Because I don't even mention their name, even though we did a story
Yeah,
with them.
yeah, yeah. Well, one of the companies begin with the letter U, as in unusual, but we'll
Well,
leave that.
that
Hey, do you
not
think
only
we'll get a
them,
copyright strike if we show this Flytrex production facility?
possibly.
So if we show it without any sound?
Well, if you show up for a couple of seconds, then maybe be all right, maybe.
Yeah, never mind. I put it in the chat. So you guys want to see what Flytrex is talking about and expanding. I put it in the chat before. What did Jim Joni say? Answering will incriminate. See, now you get it, Jim. now, now you get it. They're having a chat, and you know, General Lee says he wants more drones, and it's
Hmm.
come down to whether your wife will allow it or not. So I was telling Jim, just when she asks you when are you going to stop buying drones or how many more do you get, I said just act like you don't understand what she's saying. It'll work for at least 3 times. After
Well,
that, you're on your own.
well, well, you
And then
could,
he said answering will incriminate you.
well, you could say something like, "Have they stopped making them?" And just keep on walking.
No, Jim, I got the perfect answer. When she asks that, how many drones do you have? You say, well, how many pairs of shoes do you have? I'm trying to get Jim slapped. Jim is going to get all slapped up messing with his wife, Phil. Don't listen to me, Jim.
Oh man.
Because next thing you know, he'll be knocking on the door talking about, well, you told me, Ralph and Norton. Yeah,
Oh, you mean the odd couple?
yeah, the odd
Felix and
couple
Oscar.
come knocking on the door with a suitcase. We don't need that.
I'm not
Great
going
reply.
nowhere.
This is true. Well, we had a good stream tonight.
That
What a
was
decent stream tonight. The numbers fluctuated back and forth, but we're all in all we had a decent stream.
it
It's
was
all about
okay.
consistency, guys. And we try to come back. We've been doing this for a little while. We come back. We survive the summers where everybody's out flying and having fun.
And the
You know,
boycotting of the channel, but it's okay.
James Droning says he'll try it, but by the way, what's my phone number? Okay,
You
well,
know, like I said,
see,
I like to give you every aspect of it, from like I said, from the drones that you fly to the drones you may be flying in someday,
right,
or
right,
the
or the ones that,
or the
yeah,
ones that may be delivering your next bowling ball
mm-hmm,
or tube socks, whichever one makes whichever floats your boat.
right, right. But because that battery, that lipo story, also said they would be able to carry
Hmm.
stuff even further than before. So you figure if you got a 3 mile radius around the store, you can
Hmm.
stretch that to 5 now.
Right, and you know what, Lawrence? There's so many other things. Hey, Grumpy Vlogger, what's going on? There's so
Hey,
many
Lloyd,
other
how are
things,
you?
other technologies out there that can power drones. And like I said, this hydrogen. There's companies out there that are exploring the avenue of hydrogen. So nothing's out of the way. It's all anything. This sky's the limit. as
Hmm.
I've been doing this what 10 years, drones, flying drones.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
little bit more than 10 years, probably. I know you about 10 years.
Right.
And
Right.
my thing is, drones to me, as far as an actual thing, is still young.
It is. I
We
just can't stand a woman when she says, "Why are you flying? Why are you playing with toys?" I had a
see,
woman tell
and
me that,
it's funny that
and
you say that because I listen to guys talk about why are there not more women in this hobby, and that is part of the reason because there are a lot of women who think that they're toys.
yeah.
That's the only reason. Nobody
Doomsday
said that
says,
they
"Do you guys
couldn't.
think a drone pressure washing business would be too crazy to consider?" All I can say is,
No,
Doomsday.
because they're actually
Honestly,
hiring right now.
well, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, Doomsday. We got into the drone business to do certain things, and we wind up doing other work in the drone industries. So to buy a pressure washer, great if you live in a city that requires it. Um,
Oh, we'll allow it.
that city may require that something else is needed. You may want to go and doing pressure washing from a drone and wind up doing something else. That's my point.
Well, if you're a pressure washing
But it's not a
company,
bad
you're
idea.
not going to do anything else but doing that. But like I said, some of the pressure wash companies that are out there that are doing it, they were actually hiring people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So think about it. That
So I'm not,
check it out
it's
on
not,
if you're on LinkedIn.
it's not far
That's
fetched.
one good way. I see a lot of people on LinkedIn doing that.
Yeah, that's why I saw the advertisement for they were taking applications.
Hmm. Look into it. I would not say no,
It's
but it
simple.
depends on your environment, where you're at. Take all of these things into consideration. Exactly. I agree with you, Angie. Not toys. But anyway, it's that time, guys.
See, not everybody thinks like that.
Right.
And guys, the guys over at what's old farts talk show, they're on live tonight.
Hmm.
So I guess you guys could pop over there and check them out. With my friend Tom and just go on over there and tell them I sent you.
Show some support. Yeah. Say Herman sent you. He told us to come over here, or else.
So yeah, he's over there with Bob, right? Bob Casey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you guys could go on over there and check that out. They do a little live stream too. Right after this one, it started at 7 o'clock. So guys, go on over there and check it out. Lawrence, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Be safe. Fly safer.
And with that being said, and I'll see you next time with
With those
those
guys.
guys. Good night, everyone.